Well, I'm in here. Let me see if I can get anybody online with me. Probably everybody's watching ball games and things like that. Staying busy. I'm waiting to see if somebody jumps in on chat. I haven't seen anybody yet. They're waiting on me for Sunday, not Saturday. I'm just experimenting with a computer. I just put 16 mega RAM of crucial memory in a 16 gigabit, not 16. Yeah. Seeing if anybody would pop in to see. I'm not as well known on Saturday. Hey, Lou, how are you? Yeah, I just popped in here today to see if anybody wanted to chat with me or whatever. I'm actually working on with the computer I'm talking on here. I'm just checking it out, see if it looks okay. Excuse me. It's an older computer, so the webcam may not be as good resolution, but it's a pretty good computer. It's got an Intel 5 processor. I put a new SSD and some 16 gigabit of RAM in it. Got some crucial memory. You're hanging out in the Hennepin State Park. Where the heck is that? Where's that location at, Lou? I'm not familiar with that at all. What state? Oh, in Delaware. Okay. Yeah, well, that's good. I have. It's been 30 years since I've been to Delaware. It's a pretty state. I like Delaware. I went up there. Let's see. Last time I was there was I want to say 1982, somewhere around that. 1982, 1983. Beautiful but crowded. Yeah, it was. I was on what is that? 95 goes right up through Delaware, doesn't it? I can't remember what. Hey, Ponca, how are you? I'm jumping in here on a Saturday. That, as I was explaining, I'm experimenting. I put 16 gigabit of RAM. I bought me a 16 gigabit kit from Crucial, and trying it out on this computer. Is the audio okay? I know the videos. Okay, you live in Northeast Pennsylvania, you run out of Scranton. Okay. Northeast, so you're not too far from Philly then, I guess. Yeah, I hope the audio is okay. I have never been online. Hey, Chris, how are you? I've never been online with this particular computer. It's just one I'm working on. Audio's good. Okay, good. The camera is a little bit. I can tell even on this, and I don't know how it's doing on the other end. Yeah, you're doing better now that you got off the roof. Yeah, been up on a hot roof and you've been working on 10, so you're on the hot 10 roof, I guess. That's a tough thing to be in this hot weather. Yeah. So you're 3 hours from Philly. I got good audio and video. Okay, well, good. I got my Wi-Fi. I finally got my new router in from my Wi-Fi here at the house. and which has improved my signal a little bit. And I'm in my little studio here where I do my radio show each week. I do it in here, and I would let me see if I can pick it up and show you. I don't know how good the video would be if I spin it around, but there's one monitor, there's two monitors, there's three monitors, there's four monitors, there's five. I have five monitors in here, five monitors and some laptops where I do the magic with the radio show. I can let me see if I can get it online here a little bit. I do. There it comes back on a little bit. Let me spin it around. Let me sign this one on. I've got a three displays that go with one program that I'm using. Then I have two others with another computer. So I'm trying to, as you'll see, I don't know if you can see all the different monitors. I got them lit up there now. I'll do it right. Oops. Put my. All right, there it goes. Okay. And then I can play my music back for me. Here, let me pull up something. I'll get to the right. Let me get to the right show stuff right here. I can. Here's a little bit of last week's show. I'll play this.
In the Carolinas with Mike. Well, school has started back for the most part, and now we turn our thoughts toward football, soccer, cross country, and a variety of high school, college sports. Recreation at its best, along with cruising with that someone special and remembering the good times. So let's start it off with a tune that was originally recorded back in 1959 by the Tempos with some success, but really hit it big with the happenings in the summer of '66. See you in September. I'll be alone each and every night.
Well, I had to turn the. Actually, when music comes on YouTube, I can't use it now but a few seconds, so I had to kick that off there. Let me get this adjusted in. But that's a little bit of what I do in my home studio here. I thought I'd give you a little bit of view since I'm up here working on the computer. And you'll have to tune in. I think I've shown most of y'all guys since y'all had to catch it online. But whoops, let me spell right here. I put the link that ktcbroadcasting.com, and if you want to, I've got it on between 10 Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday morning. So if by chance y'all want to check that out, that's what you've got, and you can actually hear. I don't want to tell you wrong on that. I build it in the studio here, and then I take it to the radio station. Of course, then we upload it, and they put it in their automation. But that's what I do on Tuesday mornings. All the cement turned out great. I'm gonna have to put that online too, for those that like construction and everything. And we did a good job. We poured 30 yards of cement. Yeah, finally they did. Yeah, the swelling went down in my face a little bit. Or my wife says my head swells anyway. But yeah, the swelling went down and top of my head. I had a mesh hat on that day. I had one of these, just an old, mesh hat that I do construction in and things like that. And those yellow jackets got inside the cab of my Bobcat, and boy, That is tough. That is tough. If you've ever gotten, I mean, I felt trapped in there at that point because, like I said, you got a seatbelt on, you got the cage part on. Uh, I had a door. I had the bucket up in the air because I had cement on it. It was a bad scenario because I couldn't just jump out. And then plus, you want to secure the equipment. You don't want to just jump out. So it was tough. It was tough trying to get away from that. But I felt like I was doing an episode of Outcast Projects there. What, Ricky? Chris. Chris and yeah, yeah. I tell you, I remember the story my dad uh, used to tell. He was in a corn crib, and if most people know what a corn crib is, that we used to have big corn cribs, and you would put all your corn in it to be processed later. You'd have to have it milled up into feed. Nobody does that much anymore, but we used to do that, and I used to do that even when I was a kid. But my dad was in a corn crib, and he was talking about they were throwing the corn up into the trailer and everything, getting ready to take it to be processed. And, he felt something run up his leg. He said he reached and grabbed for it, then he felt a big tail or something wiggling, and he thought, "Oh my goodness, I got a snake running up my leg." But he grabbed it, and he said he had his overalls on, and he started taking his overalls off, but he wouldn't let go of whatever was running up his leg. He said he squeezed it with all his might. He said, I didn't want to be bit and whatever. He said, so he squeezed as hard as he could. And then when he finally got his coveralls off, he realized it was a field rat that had actually run up his leg and in that corn crib and everything, run up under his coveralls, and said he said, but that scared him to death. He said, you talking about worried that was a copperhead or something. He was scared to death that he was going to get bitten by a copperhead. But he said he squeezed so hard he killed the field rat. Yeah, yeah. I think the coveralls were doomed after that. I don't think he probably wore them again. They were probably sold pretty badly, I would imagine. I know mine would have been, but that's the way it goes. I tell you, you can get into some funky situations when you're farming like that, and when you're out doing work, and you're up against nature and everything else like that. So, yeah, I've had some situations myself like that, but I always, for some reason or other, that's a story that my dad told that always stuck with me in my mind, because anytime I was in a corn crib, what I would do, I would put my pants legs inside my boots and lace that up over it, because I always thought that's something I didn't want to have happen, is to have something to run up my pants leg. So I always used to get into corn crib and just put my pants legs down in my boots, and then lace my boots up around it, so I'd have myself protected somewhat. I'm doing pretty good, Philip. Yeah, I got your I saw your note and everything online. You're just a smidge away from making it, and then if we can work something out, I feel sure we're going to have plenty of work come. I believe it's October. Didn't you say that you'd be eligible, that you'll have your year in? Whenever that comes about, we feel sure that we can use you in some capacity. I mean, if you want to relocate to either Charlotte or Savannah, I mean, those would be the locations that I'll have available for sure. And they are predicting a lot of freight, and they've it's sort of funny how they're doing that. I mean, things are getting tight out there. Competition is getting tough. You see Amazon's out there trying to fight for their own thing. Amazon's changing a lot of things up. FedEx is actually broken away from Amazon. They're not even hauling their freight very much anymore. And it was a small amount of ours anyway, but Amazon is trying some crazy things on their own. I don't know. Amazon's got enough money to waste. They can probably figure out something in the process, but they have a different mindset when it comes to the freight, how they want to treat people. Initially, I thought it was pretty good, but then a few months into it, and at least a year or so into it, it kept changing and evolving, and they are very anal in my opinion on a lot of things. So I'm not real keen on them. But we're going to a 7-day work period, and that's going to require a lot of new drivers for me. I'm going to have to hire a multitude of new drivers to kind of compensate for the difference in the runs we have. So it's kind of up in the air. They can ask for these demands, but I don't know how quick we're going to be able to respond to it. But we're going to try our best to see what we can come up with. But stay in touch with me, Philip, and we'll see if we can't place you in some way. Well, guys, I'm not going to stay on here too long. I've been on here a few minutes. I'm going to just hop off. I was just experimenting. I'm going to still do my regular show tomorrow morning, but I thought I would jump on here today just to kind of experiment with this new computer. Check the morning at 9 o'clock, and I'll be back on there. And y'all take care and have a good Saturday. See ya. Oh, you're 30 days out, are you, James? Give me a buzz. All right. See you later, guys.